Driving through narrow roads can be frustrating, but let me show you how you can drive safely and confidently through narrow or tight road sections. In this video, I will show you exactly how to handle narrow roads using real driving example. With this video, you will understand lane discipline, speed control, observation techniques, handling tight curves, driving uphill and downhill, side clearance, along with some of the common German driving exam mistakes. So now let's understand what the narrow road means. It means that the road width is very small and it becomes difficult for two vehicles to pass at the same time. Because of this, driving through such a section becomes challenging. We are moving out of the parking spot. Before moving out, we must check our mirrors, check our blind spot, indicate, and then we have to merge safely on the main road. Now we approach a roundabout. So here important rule is that vehicle inside the roundabout will have the priority. So here we want to take the second exit. So this was the first exit. This is the second exit. Before exiting, we must indicate. This is how you safely enter and exit a roundabout. So if you want to know how exactly roundabout rule works in Germany, I have created a separate video on this topic. With this video, you will clearly understand how to enter and exit a roundabout in Germany. Now we are inside a city area. This means that the speed limit is 50 km per hour. Always remember to check our speedometer. Sometimes we can drive more than 50 km per hour. Again, we see a warning sign for a railway crossing on the right. But since we are going straight, it does not affect us. Now we see the exit city sign board, which means that the maximum permissible speed will be changed from 50 to 100 km per hour. So now we can slowly increase our speed. Whenever we are driving outside city or even in city areas, always remember to check all the signboards, and based on that we have to make the appropriate decisions. From here I can see that there is a tight right curve. Now we encounter a tight right curve. In this situation, always remember to reduce our speed, maintain vehicle control, and then take the turn smoothly. Lane discipline is very important here. Now as we are entering into the city area again, the speed limit changed from 100 to 70 km per hour. And now the speed limit again changed from 70 to 50 km per hour. Still there are buildings, which means that we are in a city area, due to which the maximum permissible speed is 50 km per hour. So now there is a no limit signboard. Always remember, whenever we see a no limit signboard outside city area, this means that the maximum permissible speed will be changed from 50 to 100 km per hour. So now we have to drive carefully. And from here I can see that there is a building. Here is very important driving tip. Even before seeing the city sign, I noticed that there were buildings. This means that we are about to enter in a city area. So I reduce speed early. This is called anticipation, which is very important when we talk about driving in German driving exam. So as there was a signboard which says that we are entering into the city area, now the speed limit has changed from 100 to 50 km per hour. As we have seen earlier, we are moving between city and outside city area. So here, speed keeps changing. This means that inside the city, the maximum permissible speed is 50 km per hour. And when we are driving outside city, the maximum permissible speed is 100 km per hour. Always check your speedometer to avoid over speeding. Now we see parked vehicles on the side. So we must watch for the pedestrians who are entering or exiting the vehicle. We have to maintain a safe side distance. This is called side clearance, which is very important when we are driving in the narrow roads. So now as the traffic light turns green, we continue drive straight ahead. Here in this case, again we can see that there are a lot of parked vehicles, so here we have to drive carefully, and additionally we see multiple signs here. So there are signboard which says no parking, priority road, speed display, cyclist warning, then the lane discipline. So these signals or signs tell us what can happen next. For example, if there is a cyclist sign, this means that cyclists may use the main road. So we have to drive carefully through such a section of the road. So as still we are driving through the city area, the maximum permissible speed is 50 km per hour. Additionally, here we can see that there is a signboard which says that if we turn left, there is a parking area. So whenever we are driving through such a section of the road, always remember to check if someone wants to go inside the parking spot or if someone wants to come out of the parking spot. So this is really important when we are driving outside the city area. Additionally, we can see that there is a warning sign for the cyclist. This means that the cyclist can come on the main road. And as there was a signboard which confirms that the maximum speed limit was changed from 50 to 100 km per hour. Now the speed limit has changed from 100 to 70 km per hour. We must reduce our speed smoothly and not suddenly. As there is a turn, we have to take the turn smoothly. Still we haven't seen any change of speed signboard which confirms that the maximum speed is 70 km per hour. Now from the next intersection, we want to turn right. So here it's really hard to identify where the intersection is, so always drive carefully. And as there was a signboard which confirms that we are about to enter into the city area, which means that we have to drive at a speed around 50 km per hour. Now we see a signboard which says that the road surface is getting narrower, due to which the maximum permissible speed is 30 km per hour. From here, driving becomes more challenging. And this is the topic of today's video. Now the road is getting narrower, and here in this case, if a vehicle comes from the opposite side, we may need to use a side space or wait for a safe passing point. Now the speed limit is 30 km per hour, so we have to drive carefully from this particular section of the road. So now here we can see that the signboard says that the left lane will be getting even smaller, and due to construction only one vehicle can pass from this particular section of the road. So here we must observe early, slow down and decide whether we have to go or we have to wait. So this is really important when we are driving in a narrow section of the road. Now here the road surface is uneven and there are potholes as well. So we reduce our speed and drive carefully from this particular section of the road. From here I can see that there is a signboard which says that we are entering into a city, which means the speed limit will be changed from 50 to 30 to 50 km per hour. Even if speed limit allows more, road condition decides your actual speed. So as the road surface is uneven, it's better to drive at a speed around. So always remember, adapt your speed based on the situation. Now we are entering a 30 zone. So here all rules and regulations about 30 zone apply. Now from here we want to turn left. So here we have to indicate and then we have to turn left. So as we are driving in 30 zone, we have to remember all the rules and regulations about the 30 zone. From 30 zone, one of the important rule is right before left rule. Now we see a vehicle coming from the opposite side. So here we need to slow down, we have to wait and give space to the oncoming vehicle. And once the vehicle has passes by, then we can drive continuously straight ahead. There is a warning sign for the Straßenschilder, which means that the road surface is uneven. Now the road becomes even narrower due to buildings. So we must drive slowly, check ahead, use passing space. As we are driving in 30 zone, always remember to use right before left rule at an unmarked intersection. What it mean by unmarked intersections? So whenever we drive at an intersection and if there are no traffic light, if there are no traffic sign, those intersections are called as unmarked intersections. In that case, we have to use the right before left rule. So as the road surface is getting narrower, always remember to check ahead, drive slowly and use passing space. Earlier we have seen the signboard which says that the road surface is uneven. So we have to drive carefully from this. So as there are parked vehicle, always remember to check for the side clearance. So side clearance is always important when we are driving through the narrow sections of the road. As there are a lot of buildings ahead, it's really hard for us to identify what the next possibilities are. So we have to drive carefully. Now we see an oncoming vehicle, or he wants to park his vehicle. So as he park our vehicle, we can turn slightly left, then right. And as we can see that there is a vehicle coming from the opposite, whenever we are going down the hill, vehicle will gain speed automatically. So we must control our speed and always check our speedometer. So as there is a vehicle who wants to do the reverse maneuver, so now as there is enough space, we can merge onto the main road. So now again we can see that there is a vehicle coming in. So as he has given us enough space, so we continue. From here we can see that the visibility is very low. We cannot see oncoming vehicles. So always remember to slow down, drive cautiously and assume someone can come on the main road. From this section we want to turn left, and this is a tight left turn. So always check if there is a vehicle coming from the opposite side. So as there is no one, we can make a left turn. Again, this section is getting more narrower, which means that only one vehicle can pass from this particular section of the road. We carefully cross the section and then we drive not more than 30 km per hour. Carefully we go down the hill. So from this particular section, we did not face a reversing situation, but in real life, you must adapt to the situation. So always remember, safety is more important. So now from here we want to turn left. So here we have to indicate and then we have to turn left. So before we have come across a situation where another driver gave us a space. So we thank them using a hand gesture. This is a good driving etiquette. So if you come across with such a kind of situations, you can hands up and say thank you for giving the priority. This is the end of the 30 zone and now speed becomes 50 km/h. Additionally, here due to the narrow section of the road, again the speed limit was changed from 50 to 30 km/h. So here we are coming to a construction area. Again the road becomes narrower due to construction and we carefully pass using the available space. The construction site is ahead, so we have to drive carefully. We have to reduce our speed and we have to anticipate what can happen next. So here the construction site is, the road more narrower and we carefully pass using the available space. Now let's talk about some of the common German driving exam mistake. Driving too fast in narrow roads, then not observing early. Next, ignoring oncoming vehicles. Poor speed control is one of the common German driving exam mistake. And lastly, blindly following the priority. So these are some of the common German driving exam mistake. So to summarize this video, in this video we have covered how to drive on a narrow roads. Then we have discussed how to handle oncoming traffic. I have also shown you how to adapt your speed control. Then I have shown you some of the observation techniques when you are going uphill as well as when we are going down the hill. And I also talked about how you can drive confidently. So this is how you can drive safely and confidently on narrow roads. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video.